Have you ever had a cold prospect show up early to your product demo? I have. A CDO from Malaysia logged in early to my cold demo, and yeah, I didn't even expect it. It was early, about 10 minutes. If you've never run outbound, you know that almost never happens. Here's the crazy part. We didn't bribe him, we didn't beg him, we just made 4 small fixes that boosted our show up rate to 76%. And one of those fixes might take you less than 30 seconds to set up. So most sales reps blame no-shows on flaky prospects, which is not true. So prospects bail because of how you book them, and that kills deals. Think about it. You're sitting on Zoom waiting. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes, no shows. That's not just awkward, that's half of your pipeline gone before you even get to the pitch. Here's a plan. I'll show you 4 fixes. What to do before the prospect clicks on schedule or accepts an appointment, what to say once they book the meeting, and how to deal when they ghost you, and how to handle cancellations without wrecking your calendar. We use this at XpandEast every week. We run 100+ outbound demos a month across Singapore, Jakarta, Manila, mainly Asia Pacific. And ghosting is basically their sport over here. With these 4 changes, 3 out of 4 prospects will most likely show up to your meeting. So alright, stick with me. One of these fixes takes under 30 seconds to set up, and it could save half of your pipeline, and you will keep wondering, why on earth didn't I do this before? So first point, if the offer is weak, nothing else matters. But even if the offer is strong and you manage to find a way to do it, timing can still ruin you. I'll get to that in a second. First, let's talk about your strong offer and how to make it. Now, most no-shows don't happen because the prospect forgot. They happen because the invite itself never felt worth their time. So in Asia Pacific, LinkedIn has always been having about 80% of the decision makers. And for us, it's one of the best channels for social selling. Usually after that will come WhatsApp and sometimes Instagram, depending on the country. But 70% of the B2B sellers still fail to land, even after going that intense in terms of multi-channel outreach. And why we realized at XpandEast is because the offer is boring, as simple as that. Many send what I call an average offer. It's very mediocre, and probably you would know one of them. Probably you've been doing it yourself, like a generic PDF or a random case study or a free webinar link or a calendar link, which is something ridiculous. I've been seeing it often myself on my LinkedIn DM from founders, sales leaders, VPs, and it's insane. I don't know how on earth are they doing that. So you're basically saying to any prospect, hey prospect, here's a PDF or my website, go do the homework yourself. And this behavior makes prospects don't give a shit about you and what you're doing. So what works is when the invite feels like it was made and tailored for them. A good offer would be like basically telling them, I'll do the heavy lifting and you just need to react. So look, a good offer isn't magic. It's something you cannot come with overnight. I completely understand that. However, it locks onto a pain the ICP or the ideal customer persona deals with every day. And when you focus on that one pain point, the momentum builds and the prospect never, ever skip you. Here's what a good offer really looks like from my experience. So that was last week. My team reached out to a CDO scaling fast on WhatsApp Cloud API. So instead of them pitching, they started with from his POV or his world. So they started with curious, are your vendor devices or staging units still sharing Wi-Fi PSKs or a VPN login? Now, I don't know, if you're technical and you're watching this video, probably you'll get it. If you don't get it, that's something, so those terms this CDO understands. And we realized that these questions good to lead with, that will build the momentum to the offer. So the real problem we realized in the SaaS ops, it burns security and audit trails. And then basically my team gave him a shortcut. Some teams, he started to continue, some teams log devices with cert-based authentication, and it gives a cleaner audit trail when guest ops scale. And I made it concrete, right? So you can see in the messaging, it also mentions CTOs at fact, lean startups like Speed Home and Host a Stay got this live under 2 weeks, open to a 10-minute Zoom on how they handled it. So that's exactly what even got his attention. You will see that in the screenshot. Now, he leaned in, he replied right away, "Oh, you help host a stay too." This means that we cited a company he is most likely familiar to. And this is one of the interesting strategies you can do when you're reaching out to your ICP, which is, okay, these CTOs usually are from small companies. Now, what kind of companies are they eyeing themselves? You need to find this common denominator when you're doing your outbound offer. And once you do that, you can cite these companies in terms of either you worked with them or you found some observation about what they do and you are mentioning it in your offer. And this is when everything flipped. So even he flipped the prospect. He straight away said, sure, are you free on Friday afternoon? So he's the one asking to have a meeting. Now, that's the point of a good offer. He was the one trying to book you, not you booking him, if you really manage to hit something. I have seen prospects get excited, ask to schedule on the spot, and then vanish when the day comes. Why? Because the way you book the meeting matters just as much as the offer. And this one, you will see it in my second point, which is, okay, so they got interested. And this is where a lot of sales reps blow up. They let the prospect pick some random slot. So they give them a link, usually on Calendly, and say, okay, here's a Calendly link, you can book it, yada, yada, yada. And this is what happens. They don't even remember your name and they never even show up. Now, always keep it inside a week. 4 to 7 days max for you to say, you know what, this is the best window for them to show. Any longer than that, you are basically booking a ghost. That's how it works. Now, so please do not be that person who drops a giant calendar link with 50 options of spaces and time. It just screams, hey, look, my schedule is wide open. Please come and, book me. That's insane. You always need to give this kind of scarcity. 2 or 3 slots. Exactly. Thursday at 3, Friday at 3. That's it. A or B. People say yes faster because you make it simple. Then, once they log in, don't just sit back and pray Gmail delivers the invite. Then I'm done. In Asia Pacific, where I'm staying, specifically in Singapore, Malaysia, even Australia, everyone lives on their WhatsApp. So the way I will do it is perfect. Shoot me your WhatsApp and I will ping you 15 minutes before we start. Or I can say, shoot me your phone number so I can call you before you start, because some might not like WhatsApp depending on where you're from. And that way I'm showing up in the same app they use to talk to their team, their boss, their mom. If they don't like WhatsApp, fine, do SMS, call them. The point is always have something beyond email. So you got, for example, for me, I look into 3 channels, right? Even if I do book them on LinkedIn DM, I will follow up on LinkedIn DM, SMS them if possible, WhatsApp them if possible, but different timing. So one is the one day before, the other one is 15 minutes before, and maybe one is, hey, we're on the meeting. So that way, when meeting comes, you're not just relying on email, you're showing up right where they are already at. That brings me to something even interesting. Reminders. However, let's say the CTO agreed to a time, perfect, and you're planning to send a reminder, and your reminder looks like this. Reminder, meeting tomorrow at 4. That's not a reminder. That's the fastest way to get left on read. Instead, the reminder has to remind them why showing up is worth it. Here's how I do it. Day before the call, I'll ping them on WhatsApp, phone, or SMS, and I'll keep it short. Usually it's like 2 points, straight to the point. For example, in the CTO example that I mentioned earlier, so hi, first name, see you Wednesday, 10 a.m. Basically, we're planning to cover where shared PSKs, VPN logins are leaking and staging plus vendor devices, and also you get to see a walkthrough of server-based devices block. I'll drop you the Zoom link on your SMS or on your WhatsApp that work for you if that's a call, or I'll drop it directly on their WhatsApp if I'm just simply texting them on WhatsApp. So now they're not thinking about some random meeting anymore. They are thinking, I am walking away with 2 fixes I can use. I'm looking forward for that potential meeting. An hour before, I'll nudge again, still good for 10, question mark. And 10 minutes before, I'll give them a graceful point, which is say, jumping in now, see you in a bit. That's exactly what I would do. So that way, I am not stuck talking to my own reflection on Zoom. I hate that, and probably you too. The point is, reminders do not just protect the meeting slot. You need to resell the value in your reminders. This is so important. It's been missed every single time. And even with solid reminders, some people still ghost you, okay? I have been there. Which brings me to my fourth and best strategy among them all. So when they ghost, I usually do not chase. It makes me feel needy. I will follow up within 24 hours with a simple note. So I will say like, hey, Roger, looks like we missed each other today. No problem. Things can get busy. Can you do Wednesday 10 a.m. or Thursday 9 a.m. instead? That's it. So I will give him another two clear options and two clear choices. Easy for him to say yes or easy to ignore. Look, it's either you say yes or no. Like, that's it. And if you ignore me after this, I think we're done, you know? We're not maybe the right fit. Maybe you're not really that interested. Whatever it is, right? Or you saw something about my solution that doesn't match what you want. So straight to the point. If they want it, they will pick the slot. If they don't, just clear dead weight from the pipeline. Fantastic. I'm happy both ways. So a good reschedule policy protects your time and keeps momentum alive without sounding desperate. So that's how me and my team handle no-shows. If you're still struggling just to get prospects on the calendar, I've got another video that shows how we booked 7 demo calls in 24 hours from a cold list. No ads, no fancy tools, nothing. So watch the next video. And if you don't want to piece this together yourself, this is literally what we do every day at XpandEast. We build the outreach, write the offers, and book the meetings for you. If you want to see how we can run it for your team, click the booking link below and we can have a quick chat about it. Thank you.